Hello, welcome. Thank you guys so much for coming, liking, sharing, subscribing, doing all the things. I don't know if I have Facebook, I haven't looked. If you would like to join our Wednesday night class, we would love to have you. Please do, the link is in the bio. I just got this huge, awesome download about Palladians. So if you think that you might be a Palladian, a Starseed, then I'm setting up a quiz so that you know what kind, because, you know, even if you're from England, you could be from, I don't know, where, you know, New Hampshire is not all of the United States. So that hopefully by the time you see this will be live. And we are going to go into Katy Perry and JonBenét. I am future Kate. I just want to give you guys all a huge trigger warning. It is heavy, and it's going to be, I'm going to use it as a teaching tool. I've never seen any other readers teach on MK Ultra, the Operation Monarch, the Delta program, that is the Assassin program, Sex Kitten, and we got to learn it today. So future Kate thanks you. And if you think that you may have, we've all been programmed, especially in the United States. We can't even say words that don't align with the satanic psychopaths that are running this joint. So this is not a place for shame. You are loved, you are needed, you are here for a reason, and you're not broken. If you don't have a clue, then that's okay too. But I just wanted to give you guys a warning that it's heavy, straight up. So I will see you in the reading.
Addressing those JonBenét Ramsey rumors. Years after the internet created a conspiracy theory that the 6-year-old's 1996 murder was a hoax and JonBenét was actually the mega pop star with a different hair color, Katy finally responds to the theory. As she writes under an AI-generated video showing the late child transforming into her, quote, "Wait, am I?" And while she does not confirm nor deny the theory, this has now sent more internet users down a rabbit hole to find the truth. With one user writing, "This is my Roman Empire," and another adding, "Just found a new rabbit hole. See y'all in a week." JonBenét was found beaten and strangled in the basement of her home in Boulder, Colorado in 1996. No one has been charged in the murder, which has been the topic of several documentaries produced over the years and has sparked several conspiracy theories. And while it's been nearly 3 decades since her tragic passing, JonBenét's dad still hasn't given up on solving the case. The 81-year-old recently met with Boulder's new police chief in January and said it was the first time in 28 years that he felt it was in good hands. Per NBC News. He told the outlet, "They were just open to sincerely discuss the case. I'm just very impressed with the caliber of the leadership now, and that gave me great hope." JonBenét's father, who was the one that discovered his daughter's body a day after Christmas, also expressed hope that forensic genetic genealogy, which has helped solve other cold cases, will yield answers, adding, "That's how it's going to get solved."
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Kate, and today I want to go into this Katy Perry thing. Katy Perry is on my list for the MK Ultra stuff for Sex Kitten. That is a training that they do. It's part of MK Ultra. So she's already on my list. In something I've seen that John Ramsey is Katy Perry's dad. It's like this well-known thing that he had an affair and it's Katy's dad. I have no idea because her real dad called her the devil and a demon. So she's already way on my list. One of our darling friends sent me a picture of, how come I can't remember her name? It was Natalie. She went down to the Bahamas or Aruba for spring break. And John Ramsey was dating her, but there was some backtracking in the public, so I am putting together a timeline for them, or for that situation. He also has ties to Lockheed Martin. They have ties to the Nazis and World War II, the catalyst for all of the changes that we have. So we're going to do a reading today on JonBenét Ramsey. I was just about to say it. I don't know if I feel comfortable tapping into her, but I got the okay, so. We're going to do a reading on oh, okay, wait, one more thing. I know we were going to do readings this weekend, but I channel every night, well, every other night-ish, because it helps make it stronger. So the more you channel, the stronger it gets. And I channeled this really cool thing about how to figure out if you're a Palladian, if you feel drawn to it. I'm going to make a video about it when it's done. Hopefully by the time you see this, it'll be up. Okay, JonBenét Ramsey. She was born August. One last thing. One of our lovely dear friends, the Idaho 4 case also is the spider web that goes out. I referred to it as the octopus. That's a documentary on Netflix, and Idaho 4 kind of is the center of our web, and everything goes out from there, including the satanic ritual calendar. That's a different case, technically, but one of our friends sent me, the teacher that sued the TikToker? She has a very striking resemblance to that Natalie Holloway. And I will repost it. Someone said something like her teeth aren't the same. I don't know what century this is, but you can get veneers. So that means nothing to me. And I know there's a document, and I checked CIA, I checked FBI, but I know there's a document, I've seen it, that says that John Ramsey is Katy Perry's dad. There are rumors going around that perhaps Katy Perry is JonBenét. I believe that. The cloning thing, I don't think I understand enough to wrap my head around it. Like, I get the concept of it, but I don't really understand it. And so I checked. I've already set Sacred Space and called in the quarters. I have checked all their birthdays because, well, this is what I think it is. As part of the MKUltra training, I found a video, and I'm going to put it in the video that I'm going to make that's not part of this. It's called The Last Ornament on the Tree. It's like what they did to the Delphi girls, that endocrine, and when you drink children's blood when they are excited, and I don't mean like excited. It's a whole process. We're going to play it. So that always resonated with me, that this was part of a satanic ritual. The Illuminati is a satanic, and I have the manual. First of all, they're psychopaths, and that's not an opinion. It says in the manual that people are not to get in your way. So normal people, like I'm assuming us, have like empathy and are grossed out when we hear and see things. According to the Illuminati manual, that is like not, you have to be a straight up psychopath. And so what I think, that all resonated. Her mom, JonBenét's mom, was involved in the same elite circles that did MKUltra, do MKUltra, satanic worship. They might not call it that, but it follows a calendar, just like the Daybell case. The Daybell case followed the satanic calendar. Reverend Donna, do I have my list? I don't have it. Reverend Donna, she is a medium, and she nailed that case. And I think it was a satanic ritual that went too far. You're supposed to take the child to the brink of death not actual death. She had choke marks, like someone choked her. That's part of it. You choke them. We're talking children. I guess, though, if you look at our history, this goes back since we started writing history. And Candace, this is off the subject, but Candace was grossed out by the French being inbred. They're all inbred. Like all the royals, the 13 bloodlines all have to marry and inbreed with each other so they keep their line pure. And the Reynolds are on that. They're an honorary one, technically. It's through the grandpa. His grandpa was part of the Canadian, it would be like our Senate, I think. And Ryan Reynolds' grandpa was involved in it. And so his playing off being poor and like getting that vibe, maybe his grandpa didn't give the family money, but these cards just jumped and I didn't set my intention. The intention is why don't we just do a reading on the energy around the Katy Perry, JonBenét Ramsey situation, and then we'll go from there. Oh, that was a 7-minute intro. For people who hate it, that's why I have timestamps. Every video has a timestamp when the reading starts. But I think that it was a satanic ritual. I think they're all involved in it because I've never heard of, well, other than celebrities who sell their souls. Other than celebrities, it's very, okay, this, and I don't mean any disrespect. If there are any Scientology or any Mormon, in the CIA documents, they used both of those religions to practice mind control. And if you hear the people who get out of Mormon, what's that one lady's name? You know her. I'm spacing it, but she's out of the church. Oh, she was a Scientologist. And Tom Cruise doesn't like her anymore. She used to be an actress. You're not allowed to read anything outside of their propaganda. It's in the CIA documents that they used both of those religions. Well, they had got the Catholic Church back in the 1200s, so they didn't need to worry about us. And I mean us by just Catholics. I think this was a satanic ritual. I think it went too far because they're supposed to bring her to the brink of death by doing horrifically disgusting things. And that breaks your psyche. So that's what the compartmentalizing is. And so I think Katy Perry sold her soul, but she's the poster child for sex kitten training. So is Lori Daybell, actually. I know that's really random, but Lori Daybell is also like a good example of the sex kitten training. That MK Ultra video, every time I start it, I go down a rabbit hole. So we're just going to check in on the Katy Perry, JonBenét energy. I've already said sacred space, called in the quarters. This energy is super heavy. I'm going to sage one more time. Oh, maybe that's why I was talking so much. Because the energy is super heavy. I did all my election stuff. I'm not a sociopath or psychopath, so it's just not that fun to go into this energy. People that get off by killing people. Rumsfeld. All right. This energy is super heavy. So if you don't like long intros, click ahead. All right, let's go, friends. The intention is Katy Perry, JonBenét, and the energy around them. Oh, someone's stressed out. Remember that the word conspiracy was weaponized by the CIA in 1967. I've made a short about it before. I'm going to put it back in because just yesterday, Katie, dropped some comment, or her people did, that was trying to be funny. Now, there's always a little bit of truth in every lie. And the conspiracy theories are just so for people who aren't buying the Kool-Aid. We don't drink the Kool-Aid, so, And so someone's stressed out and staying up at night. Oh, there's a tower moment. Oh, I think we're in JonBenét's MG. This is a tower moment. This is 9/11. And this is the end of the world. Okay, so JonBenét has Atlantean. We're all from Atlantis. We've all been there. We all did that. We're all starseeds. Well, I have in 2 of my past life regressions met 2 people. In my past life regressions, I've met 2 people they're called the Earthlings. So we're all here to help, and they're here. But I did get really strong Atlantean, and I also got that her vibe was so high and so strong. That's another reason. The dark side. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. They wanted her light. And JonBenét even talked about how she's scared of the dark because there are men in black cloaks that come in. That's part of black magic rituals. And I'm not saying all black magic. The black magic of this ritual, they wear black cloaks and nothing underneath it because they're banging kids. Okay, we also have poor, destitute. This is not Lockheed Martin. There are connections that go, they're big money connections. Her dad, there's something there. He could be intelligence. He could be a major player in in that world. Yeah, he's loaded. Here's the King of Pentacles. She also had a brother. There was lots of fighting in that home. So when I moved to Colorado, I lived in Boulder with one of my girlfriends from college. Her parents bought a house in Boulder the first year we were there, and we stayed with them that summer. And people would actually come into my restaurant. I worked at the B, call it the B, Applebee's. I was a server, and people would come in and ask for directions to JonBenét's house because you could see it from the restaurant because they wanted to go look at it. That seems really weird to me. Can you imagine going on vacation and being like, let's drive by this house. There's a little girl that was like raped and murdered. This is the ultimate broken heart. I don't know who is loyal to this little girl. I'm not getting anyone in her family. She came here with a mission that was short. So she was never, well, who knows, actually? I don't know. They botched that entire investigation. Her parents, and I think it was in 99, whenever this happened, they got, the grand jury subpoenaed them or whatever, and they didn't have to go to court. They didn't tell you money. It's like, it doesn't matter if you're innocent or, well, look at Karen Reid. Someone wants to walk away. Judgment. None of them are judgment. Well, this is Judgment Day. The Star, none of them are the Star. This was JonBenét probably. Her mom was probably like psychotically jealous of her. I watch Cementos Ken. I don't know what the real name of it is, but he does reaction videos, and he does. First of all, if you want to laugh, watch the Johnny Depp case again. It's hilarious. But he also does moms in tiaras, whatever, something in tiaras, and those moms are psycho. Here's the Hermit asking us to go inside and look at this marriage. Yeah, so there's marriage here, and the Hermit is asking us to look at it. I can't imagine. I mean, who knows what was going on with JonBenét's parents? It certainly could have been like a beard thing. I don't think it was. I think she comes from money, he comes from money. It was a match for their families. We don't call it arranged marriages anymore, but like blue blood families don't marry outside of that. My husband was, somehow we got married. Anyway, there's a marriage here that the Hermit wants us to look at. I bet that's her parents' marriage. I don't think he was faithful. I don't think that he took his marriage vows very sacred at all. We've gotten the moon jumped. Okay, we're looking for the devil, death, and temperance. The moon jumped when I hadn't set a intention, and it also, when I was shuffling, I saw it. Those are secrets that are never coming out. This is like weary from warfare. JonBenét is a very, very powerful soul. Like, her soul energy is very powerful. She came here for the mission she did. Perhaps it was to bring light to the darkness. Yeah, I'm guessing. The Empress. I don't know who that is. The mother doesn't. Patsy. She's not very genuine. She's very disingenuous. Her fingerprints were all over it. She wrote the ransom note. It was a mess. Yeah, this is her brother. I wonder. All right. The things that parents, another thing, if you're a psycho or sociopath or born into this, you don't see children as like in the same, they are just a commodity. They're like a property you own. They're just something to help advance you. Whether it's, those societies, secret or not, which JonBenét said they were involved in it in a news thing. You sacrifice your child, especially a female. That goes a long way in those worlds. This is a happy home. All right. There's nothing happy about that home, I'll tell you that. And her dad was not faithful. Katy Perry is a October 25th, 1984, Scorpio. Water sign, she's death. JonBenét, August 6th, 1990, she's a Leo sign, fire. Oh, that makes sense. She is the strength card. Patsy is Capricorn. She's the devil and MK Ultra. I think born into it. John Ramsey is a Sagittarius. December 7th, 43. He's a Sagittarius. He is temperance. And he has connections to the intelligence community. Allegedly, the Lockheed Martin isn't allegedly. That's probably on his wiki. But the intelligence community, they're in the CIA documents. I don't have to, it's not allegedly. All right, I'm going to take a sip. I just explained these, but I feel like what I need to do is, if you're learning tarot and you're going to do readings on other people, I'm going to explain this just like I did with death. Because I just did a video and I was explaining it as though you were doing a real reading, but I feel like that does a disservice because I was using gentle code words, and by code, so I didn't trigger anyone. So if you're in the process of healing, or if you think that you may have been through the Monarch program, Delta, that's the Assassin program, MK Ultra, Sex Kitten, and Sleeper, that's the Monarch program, then this may be triggering. If you are learning how to read tarot, then I'm going to explain this spread like I would if I was teaching it in a class, okay? I'm really glad I wasn't live. As soon as I just did a reading, I was pulling cards for the energy between Katy Perry and JonBenét Ramsey, as you do. And we got a combination of cards that was yelling to me that we have serious MK Ultra. And so I paused it, and I am going to use this as a teachable moment, and we are going to learn how to read MK Ultra on the cards. Everyone is waking up right now. We all came back here together from Atlantis because the same powerful satanic psychopathic elites were then too. They blew us up 4 times that I remember, or that I know of. When you're doing a reading for someone, it is not your job or place, and we work with integrity and from the light, to shame anyone or to call them out. You are literally, your only job is to spread light. And you can be the catalyst to trigger memories for someone. We've all been through programming. Look at this prison pipeline. And then we call, did you ask an expert who is trained by the prison pipeline? It's all a big cesspool of psychopathic, satanic elites. They've been doing it since Star Wars. But they're falling. That's the good news. And when you see MK Ultra, don't ever ask about programming. Don't say the words MK Ultra, Monarch, Assassin, that's Delta, Sleeper, Sex Kitten. But because you're learning, I'm going to teach you how to approach this. And this is not for beginners. This is like an intermediate. And if you know how to read cards, then you can see what I'm looking at. Okay. The first card first of all, I'm going to explain this. Actually, I wrote down, because I've never seen a reader teach on this, which is fine. But that's what we're going to do today. I have like cheat sheets, and this is my MK Ultra cheat sheet. They're just a few cards. It's like reading death or domestic violence. First of all, red flag, the moon. The moon's always secrets. And in the context of MK Ultra, which is a splitting of your personalities through trauma, it's a trauma-based. And I'm talking, it is so bad that they've burned all the papers, and what we do know about is horrific. And they're teaching it. It's getting taught to more children. When you see the moon, in the context of, Katy Perry is a celebrity. The celebrities are part of the Illuminati, satanic, psychopathic program. And that's a program. And when you see the moon in this context, we have not only the moon, which is secrets, but we also have two towers here. This is a split. You could be in a gentle way. You just ask, do you sometimes feel like you're not yourself? Or are you having nightmares? The good news about the moon is there's a sun, and we are bringing sunlight to the darkness. And the sunshine is the best disinfectant. So, red flag. Then we have the Hermit. The Hermit is asking you to look at what is secret. So, knowing that we see MK Ultra on these cards, like straight up, there's no question. If I was doing a real reading, and it is not my job to make anyone feel ashamed or fearful or defensive, or that's not my intention. My intentions are pure. I work from the highest and whitest light. I've already called in this, I almost said guardians, but those two. My sacred circle, I've saged like 3 or 4 times. And so this, to me, red flag. We could be talking just things to notice. The good news is the Hermit is telling you there are secrets, but you are strong enough to find them out. He's shining light on. The light is always the best disinfectant on the darkness. Then, and you might hear 396 hertz in the background. That is to help release fear and trauma. Then, next card. We have a lot here, but the next one, that was a crucial one. We have the Tower. To me, straight up 9/11. The way that the psychopathic, satanic elites, Illuminati, I don't even know if we can say that word, they control it all too, is induce fear to create change. 9/11, fear, 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 fear. This to me is an end. Like, these people are jumping out of a building. This is also a phallic sign. And we had it right next to the Nine of Swords. If they were, and I am guessing that a lot of the programming is the same because there's a survivor named Fitz. I can't remember Fitz's last name. I think he's a survivor, or he's interviewed survivors. He's written books to teach other people how to recognize it for yourself or for other people. One of the things they do is play hypnosis tapes through the night. This is also, JonBenét Ramsey said in an interview that she was afraid of the dark because the men in cloaks would come. That's part of a satanic ritual that I had just previously said I think was fully responsible for her demise. There are a few other things that we have here, but what we do have is we have a psychic break, straight up psychic break. Like, think of 9/11. Everyone knows where they were on 9/11 or when Kennedy died. I wasn't old enough, but I always hear people talk about that. And this is also if you're having nightmares, or this is like a super high anxiety card. Okay, so those are 2 more warning signs. Another one, we could use the world. Well, the world's an end. And in the context of Katy Perry and JonBenét Ramsey, it is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. Ethan showed us this, the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new one. The star is also representing darkness. Well, you can only see the stars at night and in the dark. But this is also a rising star. It could be the end of one soul cycle and the beginning of another one. But there was forced isolation, a cloak over your psyche, so you don't remember where you came from. Then, so 6 of Cups, straight up childhood trauma. It could be a happy home. In this context, it's not. There is childhood trauma here. This is the core wound. Everyone has core wounds at childhood trauma. Everyone gets to go in and do the inner child work, the mother wound, like all of those wounds. Your only job here on Earth in this open air prison is to remember who you are. And that's to break through all the layers of programming. And each time you recognize it, you bring it to the light. And then it is not controlling you or scary. And every time it's like shocking. Every single time. I literally say this, and I've said it before. But again, today something happened. I heard about something today, and I'll explain it, but today, right now, isn't the time. And it was shocking. And I'm like, why am I ever shocked? Also, as a human who has empathy for others, I'm guessing 99% of the community of the world are empathetic humans. We are dealing with psychopaths, straight up, the biggest diagnosis, and I don't mean from someone trained in the open air prison. I'll leave that, skip me, please, is lack of empathy. That's sociopaths too. Usually it's, in my experience, starts with narcissist. Well, in the millions of true crime things I've watched, it always starts with the narcissist, usually the mom, a narcissistic mother, Ted Bundy, and then it leads to sociopath and then a psychopath. We have psychopathic murderers running the show, literally. I mean, it's all in the documents. And they also worship, it's a satanic cult called the Illuminati. They hijacked that word. These are childhood wounds, okay? JonBenét was a child, and the trauma that she went through is heavy. So perhaps it was the end of her cycle and the beginning of the rise of another cycle. what I'm going to say right now, Katy Perry, if you are watching this, you might not know this, okay? And so if you are JonBenét Ramsey, I don't think you know, and I think that might explain why you put a snarky comment out yesterday. I don't think you understand the gravity of what is happening. And we know that autopsies are faked. We know that coroners are elected. And unless they are the ones, the doctor in Utah, there's like, who did that was also a satanic sacrifice, Tylee and JJ, that was a satanic sacrifice. JonBenét was a satanic sacrifice. And I'm just going to say that. That's not allegedly. Perhaps this was the end of one and the beginning of another. I'm going to say that Katy Perry is JonBenét Ramsey based on these cards. And I'm going to tell you that she doesn't know. Katy, if you're watching, you're strong enough to work through it now. You perhaps were cloaked in false memories. This is what I think they did to Bethany in Idaho. False memories. She was at the open air prison. That's why psychologists, they're all trained the same by the same psychopaths that are doing this. Like, it's insane. But you're strong enough to get through it, okay? Then we have a psychic break. Straight up psychic break. This is the ultimate heartbreak. This is also a psychic break. This could be a split 3 times. And the other day I had just said, I think Ryan Reynolds had Delta, that's assassin, and sex kitten. That's Gamma. I don't remember, but sex kitten. So he has his front personality, his assassin, he's a sleeper, I'm guessing, and sex kitten. This is a psychic break, flat out. This is also your soul, or you're remembering. You're walking away from what no longer serves you. This no longer serves you. You're waking up, you're remembering, you're having flashbacks. When you see judgment, I just said that Huck in Scandal, the CIA helped write that, and it's in the documents. Huck listens to a radio station. It's the same thing every morning at 6. Then one morning, it's different, and they call you home. This is the sleeper awaking. And pretty sure we got this for Ryan Reynolds. This is the sleeper. This is an assassin training, and they are awaking. This is the call home, but it's not like the call home like we're doing. This is the call, it's time to work. Okay. We also have a page of wands. Pages to me are children. Wands are the most phallic card. We have a King of Pentacles here. To me, straight up, sex kitten training. This king is paying this child for the day. This is how I'm reading it. You can read it however you want, and I don't care. I literally don't care how you read your cards. We have an Empress. This, to me, straight up handler. This is a mother figure. If we had the High Priestess on here, we don't, but there are 2 pillars on there too. That would explain like the Dylan and the Stacy Chapin. Like Stacy Chapin was the handler and Dylan was going back and forth. That's what we got, and I'm just reading energy. That's not even alleged. I'm not even going to bother. We're learning about MK Ultra. Then we have the 4 of Pentacles. This is a mind loop. When they do the things that we know about are like waterboarding, graping. Children are a mean to an end in this world. In the CIA documents, the Mormon Church and Church of Scientology worked with the CIA to practice mind control. You hear about survivors who come out and didn't know any of this because that's not part of the church program, the program and propaganda. That's like the elites can control billions of people with fear and psychological. I can tell you right now, as an American, we are 100% mind control. It is, look, 96% of people went and got a shot because the government said that they should. And I'll just tell you this too. There was an eclipse right after that shot, and that eclipse was meant to activate whatever they put in you. We have cleared that. One of the jobs that I do on the side, no, for real, one of my jobs here on Earth is to clear the ley lines. And this is a mind loop. This is part of mind control. There is an inner battle here. This goes between like remembering and not remembering. It would be very frustrating. Or there's like glimpses of things that you just can't put your finger on. I mean, the Five of Pentacles, this is fear. They run this entire open-air prison with fear. This is a satanic, psychopathic cult, okay? We are not dealing with normal humans. They have a different mission and they hijack everything. This here is a battle. This could be an internal battle. Right now, you are waking up to what this mess is. You are not broken, no matter what. If you're reading on it, don't say anything. Don't ever use trigger words like MK Ultra, because it's a fear base. It's not your job. This, to me, is saying someone's waking up and having an internal battle. I would recommend journaling, honestly. This is a night. If you've read any of the Diddy papers, you know that what they did to Usher, Justin Bieber, right here, paid for it. And that concludes our lesson on, and this is a straight up MK Ultra spread right here. I took a picture of it because I'm going to use it as a training tool. I'm probably going to make a class for this because I think everyone, if you're going to charge someone for a reading, then I think that the more tools you have in your toolbox, the better. And then you know how to handle it. It's not your job to fix anyone or out them. Think of it like if they're gay, it's not your job to out them. It's your job to give them the tools to feel safe. In conclusion, yes, I do think that Katy Perry is JonBenét Ramsey, but I do not think that she knows. According to this, she doesn't know, but she's strong enough to go into those places. I do think that Katy Perry is JonBenét, and I think that MK Ultra, Sex Kitten, Delta programming, that's assassin programming, are all here. I think she is. I think that JonBenét Ramsey is Katy Perry. And I think they did it through MK Ultra. And with that, I will love you and leave you. Thank you so much for coming. Have a good night. I'll see you next time.